Shameless. United in the Europa League. Europa League. Let me tell them one time.
Manchester United 0, Real Sociedad 1. Disappointing night tonight, man. Obviously, it's been a weird day. Obviously, a sad day with what's happened to the Queen today. There was a game to be played, and that game wasn't played in a good way for Manchester United, was it?
It wasn't a typical Ten Hag performance as we've been used to over the last couple of games, Flex. I mean, when you change so many players of that nature who haven't, again, had the best reputation under Ten Hag when we've seen the football, you shouldn't really be expecting miracles. I saw that lineup, I thought he's going to definitely change the team. He has to change the team. We've got Crystal Palace. Obviously, that may not be going ahead now. But prior to the unfortunate news, again, he had to think about Crystal Palace. It's important for the Premier League. You see that team today, I look at them centre-back pairing, straight PTSD all over again. The lack of confidence that those two as a pairing, individually they may be better in different teams in a back three, or Lindelof with Martinez, you don't know. But those two as a pairing, with then a Fred and a Casemiro in midfield, I look at that little box from centre-back to midfield and think the balance is completely off. Casemiro has no game time, no excuse for his performance, but he showed why McTominay has been playing. I think it's quite fair. When your team's off balance and you're looking to play a certain style of football, it then becomes jaded. And I think when certain moments don't go your way in the game because you're losing grip of the game, it then comes through to panic. And some of those players that are out there today, they don't have the mentality. I've been saying it for the longest. The foundation has to be a mentality. That's what Ten Hag brought in as an assertive man. He knows what he wants to do. Some of these players don't have it. So when push comes to shove, they aren't pushing. They can't.
They're reverting back to type as well, isn't it? Like, It's not like they thought, right, well, I was thinking for a reaction, well, you've been in training all this time. You've also been on the bench watching what is expected of you. Go show some intensity, go show something. And like you said, they didn't change their spots, did they?
It's
certain players today.
Yeah, you know what it is? One thing I've realised that I don't fault certain players' intentions. I don't think they've got bad intentions when they step foot on the pitch no more.
Yeah.
But some of them just aren't good enough. And it's that key word, enough. You're not good enough for Manchester United. So sadly, we then have to downgrade how we're playing. The balance was, it was just off everywhere, man. And I know I can appreciate De Gea and De Gea comments, and I can appreciate Maguire, Lindelof, but as a pairing, as a three, as a trio, they just don't work together. And I don't think genuinely De Gea can trust them, and I dare say Maguire can trust De Gea. And I think that imbalance just sets through the whole team. Ronaldo, the guy, man. I used to say to you, he had 8th gear in a Ford, bro. Like he don't want to be here no more. And I think for a player who
I think that's showing
100%. I'll be honest. Yes, he's got to stay because obviously no one wanted him. Fine, cool. But someone of his caliber, what he's known for from a mentality standpoint, someone who wants, records. In my mind, I'm thinking you should be looking at the Europa League, going, okay, cut my losses. Let me be top goal scorer in the Europa League. Let me get the most goals in one Europa League campaign. That's what what I think Ronaldo would do. He just looked selfish today. Like the times when he should just made a pass throughout the overlaps, and his shots were out wide. I mean, the first shot, first off, Flex, like instinctive Ronaldo, left foot, bang. There you go. It's either on target, getting the corner, the crowd gets wild. Crazy.
The touch bounces up.
Yeah, and then
second half. First half, touch bounces up, gets put through by Eriksen, gets cleared for a corner. Just not sharp. Too eager, header, offside. Do you know what I mean? Just the sharpness is just not there, is it?
It wasn't his game today. And you know what it is? I think there were certain moments within the game where I think centre-backs had an okay play. Full-backs were doing a little bit, but they weren't doing it as a group, as a collective. So sometimes there'll be a little bit of brilliance from Eriksen, but the finish wasn't there. Sometimes there'll be a great bit of play by Fred, but then we distribute the ball out to the wide, and then we lose the ball again. We're going back. So it was just all over the place today.
What do you think Ten Hag learnt from today? Because today was a chance, like I was just saying there, for players to stake a claim. Players to say, hang on a minute, why are you not playing me? Them first 2 games, that was a mistake. I'm back. What do you think he learns from today?
I think he learns the main thing is you can't play too many players who are not match fit, who are not match sharp, all at the same time. But that's what happens. Me, when I used to not play, when I wasn't playing and I was itching to get in the side, it was the worst thing in the world to come in the side when the whole team's the reserve team. It's very hard. Now everyone's the same, thinking the same. I need to play well, but they're not sharp. Cristiano, we're talking about him today. He wants to score goals. We don't think he doesn't want to score goals. The problem is he hasn't had a pre-season now. So he's coming in, he's having his rust. He's got to get rid of that rust. In these games are the games where he's going to get rid of the rust. And we're going to see it thinking he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't. But at the same time, he wants to score goals. We've seen it on Arsenal game. He really wanted to score. And that's because he's playing with the better team, the team that was more fluid, knowing what to do. And that's when he's going to look better. But now he's playing with this team. They're all trying their best. Things are going to be off. And then we think he's off. But remember, at the best of times last year, when he was even scoring goals, he wasn't really particularly playing that well because he's older now. He can't do the things he used to be able to do. And really what we depended on him for was just goals. Yeah. And now it's like we're expecting him to come into a team and score. But think about how many players that don't play all the time that are going to come in. Donny van der Beek, I like him. I think he's a very good player, but is he going to come straight in and hit the ground running?
Well, his problem is that every time he comes in out the cold and plays in a dysfunctional team, and we never see the best of him.
That's the problem. And when you get that with too many players, we're going to say he's not good enough. He's not. They need runs of games. Some of these players need runs. To get Casemiro today coming in, he's cold. He needs to get used to the speed of the game. He needs to get used to his players, but he's now playing with the other team. So where he normally would have an option, that's probably not there today. And then he's trying to force play, and then he loses it. And then we're like, bloody hell, what's going on, Casemiro? Now McTominay's going to keep your space. Now you're going to work hard to get in.
Cycle, innit? That just,
So it's a tough one. Really, it's a tough one for him to take. But look, in the end of the day, we let a penalty in, and it wasn't really a penalty, I don't think. And we were pretty much in control of that game up until, I think, halfway into the second half, they started getting more easier chances. But at the same time, we looked more like we were going to score in the second half as well. But I think it was just too many changes in the end. We let a goal in the end. And then Ten Hag needs to realise now we can't mess around. We've got to play our first team, get up, and then bring players in later on in the game if we can get up. If we can't, we've got to play first team all the time.
Disappointing loss today, as the guys have just summed up there and spoke a little bit about Cristiano Ronaldo. What did you make of the midfield and how important, it is for us to get that balance right?
Today, there was just no plan for this game. Every time there was no intensity, no press, no passion. We were just from the beginning, we were just playing so slow from the back to the start. I seen the only player I've seen passion from is Garnacho. When he came on, he kept on running, pressing. Ronaldo as well. I don't know what's up with him, man.
Do you agree with some of the criticism that's come towards him?
Yes, I agree. Last season, he was always, going for the headers, putting his body on the line, getting angry, telling all the players go that way, go that way. This season, I remember my last year crossed the ball in today. He didn't even go for the ball. I don't know what was he doing. And even with Fred, his touch as well. I don't know what he's doing. Even De Gea, why is he taking so long to pass the ball? Why is our midfield not bringing the ball forward, man? That's the problem with this.
The whole tempo, the whole tempo's off. Do you think that Eric Ten Hag will get back to trying to trust in that team and use that team? Because there's, he speaks about it so many times, but there's so many games. There's so many games.
You can't. He's got to change it. He's got to go back to what, like you say, back to basics, back to how when we played Liverpool. Because they literally, I've never seen the team play so bad before. That was atrocious. Literally, I was not happy at all, not impressed. I can't believe, like you said, everyone's saying about Ronaldo. I honestly think Ronaldo played like that because he's probably thinking, why are you playing me? Why are you starting me with this whack team? Do you know what I mean?
He's fed up.
Yeah, he's fed up. He's thinking, why do you play me when you're playing when you're playing the good team? You want to play me with this crap team? I'm not doing anything. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously, I was just not impressed. Eric Ten Hag has to go back to basics. You hit the nail on the head when you said he needs to start winning. When you win, then you change it. You don't change it all and then think that you're going to win. No, man, you got to go back to basics, and we need to play better because that was not United at all.
Well, I think we're in a work in progress right now with Ten Hag. He's trying to build up the squad, but today I don't really blame on Ten Hag because these are not his players. These are not his players. He's trying to build a squad.
And he's got to rotate. Look, there's a lot of games in a short space of time.
Like Pep.
I think, look, I was saying I didn't think he would make as much changes as we thought. So people were saying change the whole thing, 11 players. Never going to happen. It's still the first game at home in Europa League against the hardest team in the group who can play ball. A decent Spanish team. Not amazing, but they can play. To finish off, I'll just come to you. It's hard because of seeing that, but Europa League, we can go far in it. No, we can get our acts together. No,
We can go far. I think the two things that we need to realise today, I'm sure Ten Hag will see, the back four, they weren't able to play the ball forward early on in the game. First half, there was no balls through. So that meant that the second phase can't happen, which means the third phase can't happen. So that needs to fix up. And then we need to get our wide attacking men in the game more often. Why not just play it to Anthony, let the defender get drawn in, Anthony lays it back to Delo and spins. And then he's got in behind. But instead, he looks at him. Yeah, but he looks at him, he don't play it, and then he just goes somewhere else. We need to start doing that a bit more. I think we will do with the rest of the first team. And then just bleed in some of the players with the rest of the first team, and that's how you get up to speed quicker. Casemiro's not going to get up to speed playing like that in that kind of side. He will if he's playing with the first team and he just comes in for McTominay in the last 30 or something like that. I think that's what will happen. Now, in answer your question, yeah, I think we still got enough, definitely. We just need to take it more seriously now, because we ain't got there's no space now for mistakes.
One home game already down. You know what I mean?
I think as a last note, I think the United fan base really needs to kind of, I know we've appreciated the great football, and I know on a positive scale, the emotions were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, we haven't felt like this for a while. And you know what? I side with every United fan that feels good, because it's been a long time, but that's out of relief and desperation. If you strip it bare, that team we played today, that is our depth. We really have to focus on, are we going to go for a cup or are we going to go top four? I don't think this squad is going to go all the way to go for a cup run and the top four, and I think most fans will set themselves up for fail if they expect both with this current team. Okay. January can't come sooner.
The fans have spoken. As we wrap up here at Old Trafford, Manchester United have lost their first game by 1-0 against Real Sociedad. Eric Ten Hag rang in the changes, and it wasn't to be. On a difficult day for the country, on a difficult day for a lot of people who are mourning the death of the Queen. We don't know what's going to happen with the next batch of games. I should imagine that those games will be postponed, as will a lot of sport in the country as well. We're out of here, guys. Take care. Peace.